Okay, so we're going to talk about using your hands to kind of self-palpate to be able to feel because our fingers are very sensitive. Three key points that we'll be aware of. So you want to think of like breaking up your body in three sections. So basically, if you drew a line across your hips, that would be one seam. And then our fifth wheel up here will be the other seam. So basically the points in between here is going to comprise our core, okay? So the idea is you want to imagine if your hands are big enough or your body's proportioned correctly, or in a certain way, you can possibly reach from your thumb to your pinky finger here. That might entail that you have to anchor against the wall and tuck those ribs and tuck that pelvis to get those close enough together. But I can reach it with mine, and I'm basically just got around like my belly here. I'm just kind of connecting those dots between the ASIS, the front bony structure in the front of the pelvis there, and then the lower ribs here. And so I want to imagine that these are like bungees, not like locked in, but they're going to kind of hold all that together with a little bit of tension from that core. So that does allow me to twist and turn and move some, but I don't want it to be the first and only thing that's moving, because that's when we wrench and twist our low back, which can't really handle that very well. So I'm going to keep those things together. I'm going to anchor my pelvis back. I'm going to anchor my lower ribs back. And when I twist and turn now, I'm going to do this almost like a golf swing kind of motion from side to side in the shift and lift. And what I'm going to do is as I lift my opposite heel, so I want to turn that hip, doing that internal rotation there, okay? And there, I want to check that. So again, I'm not driving my pelvis across and wrenching my back. I'm trying to channel that into my hip a little more, hip rotation. Same thing here when I shift, lift, and twist, like we did with that kind of stick coming across here. I want to make sure I'm stabilizing here and getting a good twist of my chest on a more stable core in those lower ribs so that they're moving at different rates. So I'm moving my hips and my chest coming across there. I can use the wall to kind of get that and feel that. And then when I come out for walking, it's going to be like this. So it's my back leg has to pivot here. My front leg, my elevator holding me up. My back leg, my escalator anchoring back so that I can turn at my hip on this back leg. Because my front leg is my stability. The elevator is stability. Not a lot of movement happening. It's more lift and hold, stabilize, so I can drive my weight through on this other free side now. So I got to anchor through my back leg here, twist through my, internally rotate from my hip here, and twist my torso on my more stable core. So everything's kind of offset. It's like hip, the core is stable, and then the chest. They're all kind of offset. Think of like stairs, like a spiral staircase, how all the stairs are kind of offset to get around that spiral. So I'm anchoring back through my leg, stabilizing my core as I twist through my hip, and through here, this stays more stable. So that allows it nice and smooth. And then if I think about the sequencing there, it's basically when I step, I'm going to twist down and back as I sit to the same side of the foot that I step. So if I step right, I'm going to sit down and back, kick my pelvis back and right. And when I lift up, this is going to complicate things a little bit, but now I'm back on this other side. I'm going to drive forward on my left here, but it's actually rotating to the right. So I step, I sit and twist down back to the right. And when I lift up, I twist my torso also to the right. But again, it's because these are offset. Step, load right, lift, twist right. Step left, load left, lift, twist left. And I can sequence that with that whole flow that we just discussed, which is alternating back and forth like an infinity sign. It keeps going back and forth. Once you get going with your flow, it's like it just keeps flowing, like no beginning, no end when you're in the middle of it. And it just keeps going until you tell yourself to stop. And that's what makes it nice, smooth, and efficient.